What's up, guys? So, how to go from injury to performance, from point whatever to point success, right? So, if you saw my other videos, you kind of know what happened with me recently. Going through my back injury, but I'm going to be a little bit more in depth on what I did, and kind of go through that accompanying PDF, which I'll link below, with the same methodologies that I used for myself, for my online clients, for my lifters, and what I used in the clinic. But basically, I focused on motions that didn't increase my baseline symptoms. If you can find a directional preference, flexing, extending, whatever, that feels good, please go ahead and do that. A lot of people won't be able to find positional relief though. So focus on being as active as possible in ways that don't increase your baseline symptoms too much. I like the whatever you're resting on the pain scale, 1 to 2 points above. I know it's super subjective, but it's your scale, right? It's your subjectivity and your body, which you know hopefully more than anybody. So with that, I was able to do a ton of walking, 28,000, 30,000 steps. A couple days after the injury, I decided to go back to the gym. First session, I went off program. I was just trying to move. I had to do high bar to high pin tempo squats. I couldn't do anything more than 135, but that was what I had. And I was able to do some volume because I could do a lot and it didn't increase my symptoms. I was able to hit a bench PR randomly. And the deadlifts were a little bit more humbling. Tried to pull from 4-inch blocks and I could do it, but I couldn't do anything more than 135. And the more I did it, I could tell symptoms were starting to get a little bit exacerbated. So I just called it that for that day. Again, this was like 3 days after the injury. Then again, back to walking, more steps. And then the first day back home, I got back into the gym and I was able to do a high bar tempo squat with some weight. I didn't have to go to pins. Great. That's a move in the right direction. I was able to pull from the floor. Wasn't what I was pulling before, but it was more than I was pulling a couple days ago, and I was pulling from the floor. Awesome. Progress, right? Looking more like training. And then I just did my regular, work up to a single on bench press, drop back down and do some back offs. Awesome. Next week, or that next day, basically I hopped back on my regular training program, but instead of using RPE to guide my session, I used my symptom reproduction. Basically, I was able to kind of feel out what I was capable of that day for my symptoms and then do some back offs and get some volume in. And then I just kind of rinsed and repeated that process. And each time I was trying to look more and more like my competition stance, more and more like my, competition deadlift stance, right? And I just continued on to that process. And before you know it, I hit a in-gym training PR on deadlift and squats. I was able to crush the same weight that got me just a few weeks prior with relative to no issue. Just it flew. And so mainly this process has been trying to make my rehab look as much like training as possible, whatever means that was. Again, my case is different from your case or a lot of my other athletes' cases, but I found, for each of us, for my clients and myself, what was the closest thing that we could tolerate to get back to that, right? And I think that was key too for my mental subjectivity, was trying to find these small wins, because going through an injury is mentally tough. So you want to grade your wins and your exposure and look at the positives. Again, there's a theme here: making training or making rehab look as much like training as possible and trying to get back into this positive mindset. If you focus on the negative, well, where's that going to focus, right? If you focus on the positive, general trend of positivity is going to go up. With that being said, again, below in the comment box or whatever platform we're on right now, below is going to be a link to the same PDF that has the same methodologies and ideologies that I use for myself, my clients that I used when I was in the clinic, my online powerlifting crew. It's completely free PDF, and I try to make it as digestible as possible and give ideas, because that's going to be the key for getting someone back to moving. is what can they tolerate per their symptoms, right? That's going to look similar to training, whether that's going to be a front squat to pins, whether that's going to be a box squat. The avenues are different, but it's trying to figure out what's going to be the situations. My dog's back there. It's trying to find whatever situation is going to be as close of a picture to what their goal is, and then continuously try to monitor progress into that direction, right? So if you guys want that, click the link below. If you don't want to click the link, just DM me and I can send it to you. It's not a big deal. Let me know what you guys think of it. If you have any questions on it, let me know. If you get progress with it, please let me know, because that's what I'm making it for. We need to move in a different direction with treating low back pain, because clearly these states spending a ton of money, it's not necessarily doing it. So if we can flip the script and actually give sound advice and give a reasonable means of methods for people, we're going to see way more progress. So please, use the PDF, do whatever you want with it, but I want you to use it. If you're going to click on the link, or if you want it, I can send it to you, but please use it if you get it into your possession. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, let me know. Take it easy, guys.